Yeah, looks like by my calculations, wow, Nintendo just won E3. No, that's not saying much because nobody else brought this kind of heat. Nintendo is at a very hot place right now. I was afraid that Nintendo was running out of games for the Switch, but nope. This is, woo! All right, for some of those casual gamers like me out there who are watching this, Animal Crossing got delayed until March of 2020. But the things that we got to see from Animal Crossing look absolutely amazing. And for those of you who've never played Animal Crossing, let me recommend you actually get the mobile version, the Animal Crossing Pocket Edition, because it's actually kind of a super Animal Crossing light, and Animal Crossing itself is very, very light to begin with. But you get a taste of what Animal Crossing is like. This game adds a lot to that, though. They also announced two new characters for Smash, and if you're not still playing Smash, I'm surprised because I'm still playing it. I played it in the hotel last night. The two characters are no real surprise. It's not Doom Guy exactly yet. You got the main character from Dragon Quest, and then fan favorite Banjo-Kazooie. They actually did it. Rare, Microsoft, they loaned Banjo-Kazooie to Smash. This is happening. Does that mean we're actually going to get a new Banjo-Kazooie game that doesn't suck? I don't know. Either way, Banjo-Kazooie and Smash. Then we're getting Luigi's Mansion 3. We got a good look at it, and it kind of seems like each floor has its own theme this time. So it's going to be a much more interesting world to explore. I was never crazy about Luigi's Mansion. I didn't care a lot about the first one. I didn't care a lot about the Nintendo ports or the second one. So it's just kind of But this one looks like it's a lot more interesting than the previous game. So I'll give it a shot. Then, almost completely inexplicably, Nintendo showed the Dark Crystal game. And if you've never seen the movie The Dark Crystal, you should. I'm a huge Jim Henson fan. It's one of my favorite projects by him. It was very dark, very different from anything else he did. Now they're making a game out of it, and it's a tactics game to boot, which is weird. I'm not a huge tactics guy. I really like this guy a 5, but the Final Fantasy tactics, that style, never been into it. Never been an XCOM player. But I will try it if it's Dark Crystal. And then Link's Awakening is looking even better than I thought. And here's the thing. I played Link's Awakening on the Game Boy a billion years ago, and I remember very little about that game. And every time I see more of the remake, I am just smiling ear to ear because it's such a bizarre mishmash of Nintendo properties with the Goombas and everything else. And they showed during this trailer an ability to unlock dungeon rooms as you adventure in the game. And then you can put together your own custom challenge dungeon, presumably getting the items and things that you need out of it to carry over into the actual real game, I hope. I mean, that is... Oh my... oh, that is going to be a much deeper game than I had anticipated. I love adding special modes like that to the game, but more importantly, that's a game that I think most of us didn't experience on the Game Boy, and if you didn't, now's your chance, and it looks like it's so much better than the Game Boy version. Then CD Projekt Red, who just refuses to stop throwing punches this E3, also announced that The Witcher 3 is coming to the Nintendo Switch. And keep in mind, The Witcher has always just been this gorgeous game. They're going to have to tone it down quite a bit to get it on the Switch. But here's the thing. If you haven't played The Witcher, now is your chance to play it on the Switch. But I've been wanting a really big, really deep story-based RPG to play on my Nintendo Switch that I can take with me. And you're looking at 60, 80, 120 hours of content from The Witcher 3 if you get all the DLC with it. So that's a perfect place for it. It gives me a reason to go back and play through The Witcher 3 again, and I can't wait to do it. It's one of the best games that has ever been made this generation. Now, I have a dirty secret to tell you. I've never played any of the No More Hero games, but I know some of you are going to be excited about No More Heroes 3 finally getting announced, so I would throw that in here. And yes, I promise you I will go play the No More Hero games at some point. We got to see even more Pokemon Sword and Shield, including showing off that they're going to have some limited Pokeball support. And of course, we already had a Pokemon Direct for that. I didn't talk about that. But Pokemon Sword and Shield is looking better every single day. I was kind of hesitant going into it because I didn't know that it was going to be a full-fledged, super, just really good Pokemon game. But the Pokemon design this time around looks absolutely fantastic. The starters look amazing. The extra characters that we've seen so far looks amazing. And they keep showing off more and more detailed stuff that makes it a full, robust game. Bigger than most of the 3DS games, it feels like. Other Switch ports include Alien Isolation, Dauntless, and Panzer Dragoon, all coming to the Switch, so if you haven't played those games, you can play them on the Switch. But the big reveal, and yes, it's just a teaser, but it's a much bigger teaser than we got for Elder Scrolls 6. There is currently in development a new Zelda game, It is a sequel to Breath of the Wild, which is, in my opinion, the best Zelda game ever made. And if I'm going all in, and I am, I think the best open world RPG game that has ever been made. I have played through Breath of the Wild twice now. I'm going to play through it a third time before they drop the final game. No release date, no clue when it's coming out. I don't care. I'm hyped out of my mind. I have to live long enough to play that game. I'm skipping lunch today so I can live long enough to play the Breath of the Wild sequel, because what we saw, even if it was just a teaser, was enough to really make it look like a truly dark sequel, and that's what I want from Breath of the Wild. I want it to be weird and dark and crazy. And by the way, I'm calling it now. I'm 90% sure, by looking at that trailer, I've watched it 3 or 4 times, I'm 90% sure Zelda will be somehow playable, maybe just in parts, maybe swappable out with Link altogether, or maybe she will even be the main protagonist, though I think that's really unlikely. But I think Zelda's going to be playable in some way, just based on the trailer. I got a feeling. Something people have been begging for a really long time. I would not be disappointed if it happens. So even though this is a short video, because at the end of the day, Nintendo's E3 presentation was kind of short. They won E3 for a lot of reasons. They brought some really big games people are excited about. They showed a tremendous amount of gameplay. Not that much in CG trailers, almost everything was gameplay, how to play it, what the gameplay is like, exactly what you will be getting when you purchase it. It really seems like Nintendo gets E3 this year, and which is weird because technically Nintendo's not even part of E3 anymore, but they want it. Wow. Sorry, Xbox. And before this Direct, I was really afraid that the Nintendo Switch, and I think most Switch enthusiasts felt this way, the Nintendo Switch was about to hit this lull where nothing was going to happen, which kind of sucks because not a lot is happening with PlayStation or Xbox or even really PC gaming right now. We're in a bit of a lull. There's not a lot of crazy, hypeable games, Borderlands 3 and stuff like that for sure, but we're moving into the next generation, and that means generally we have a dead year. Nintendo Switch has decided to buck that trend by showing us Pokemon Sword and Shield this fall. And as much as I don't want people to have to wait for Animal Crossing, dropping that in March of next year, it's a smart spacing, and then we'll have whatever comes out in fall of next year. And then eventually, a Breath of the Wild sequel, which is worth waiting for. That alone is worth buying a Switch for. You can play Breath of the Wild now and work your way towards that sequel and play these other games in the meantime. But I think in terms of presentation, in terms of gameplay, in terms of the games themselves, Nintendo won this hands down. Close to that, just below that, is Square Enix, because there's a ton of games I'm excited about there. Just below that, Xbox, and it's a very close-knit year. And then EA and Ubisoft all the way down to the bottom. I don't even know why they showed up. Bethesda, I'm throwing you on that pile too. And of course, that's for PlayStation. Now, that's just one man's opinion. I could be wrong, and I know if I am wrong, you'll let me know in the comments section below. While you're down there, drop a like on this video, hit subscribe if you haven't already. If you're already subscribed, do me a favor, hit that notification bell, because you can be one of the first people to watch a video when it goes live. And if you do that, you'll be making sure that that video is successful. Now, I'm going to go play some video games today. I'm going to play, I get to see Cyberpunk 2077. I'm going to play Borderlands 3. I get to play Maya for the first time. And I'm going to just go meet some fans and have some fun. Guys, as always, thank you for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon. And keep in mind, you're the reason I get to do videos like this, and the reason I get to come to E3 and do this kind of thing, and I love you for it.